Hello there. The reason for this video is mostly just to show you guys that it's possible to duplicate or symmetrize bones across the x-axis, give them vertex groups and individual weights, even if they don't technically have a mesh to work with. Because, like, for example, I'm using the mirror modifier on my body mesh, as you can see here. A couple of days ago I was struggling to find a solution to copy my left hand finger bones of my character model over to the right hand side. Because of that mirror modifier, that was a bit of an issue. Normally this shouldn't or isn't supposed to work, because trying to add weights to my finger bones on the right hand side of the body, there's just no mesh to work with. It's mirrored. I noticed one late night I did get this to work. I was able to duplicate my fingers, make them work on the right hand side as they would on the left, but independently. I just couldn't remember the steps I took to duplicate the results. I asked for help, and people told me it's not really possible without applying a mirror modifier first. So let me prove that otherwise with this video. Alright, let's jump right in here. So I deleted the finger bones on the right. Let's just pretend I didn't do it right. And as you can see here, this naming convention is not good. So here I have my hand left, hand.L for my whole hand, and then I have my palm bone, which is appropriately named left.palm, but somehow I didn't copy this over properly or symmetrize. Something didn't work. So I'm not going to rename it. I'm not going to give it right palm. I'm just going to delete it. We're going to restart. Delete selected bone. Okay. So now we just have the thumb. That works. I have the hand. Let's go back here. So the way I did the fingers, let's say for the pinky, and you have the three joints, so I'll call it the fourth finger, index finger 4, and then the first joint, and 4-2 is the second joint, 4-3 is the third joint, and .L for left. That's fine, and this is fine. Okay, so I should be able to at least symmetrize the bones here. So I'll grab the palm, I'll grab these guys, and all we have to do is go up in the edit mode with those fingers selected to armature symmetrize. Okay, that worked. However, we did not get the palm bone to cross over for some reason, and these are appropriately named. It changed the left to R for right. So long as everything was set up properly, it should work properly. So why did the palm bone not? Okay. I suppose Blender can get confused. Let me try this, because deleting the bone prior may have caused an issue. The naming convention here. What if I rename it and try again? Just call it something else, and then we'll go back to palm. It was fine. Or rather, you know what I'll do? I'll go hand palm. Make it less difficult. .L. Now it's renamed. Now, I don't suppose in the code there should be any issues. And we'll go again to just select that bone, and we'll go to symmetrize. And there it is. So naming conventions can hit or miss, but retype your name out. Just change it to something else and retype it again, or at least rename the naming convention, and it has to work. So, is there any issues in my console? No, everything's good. Okay. So it named it handpalm.r as I'd like. Alright, so now will these bones have weights, or will they work? No. We'll go into pose. We'll try the pinky. Bones work as they should. They don't have any mesh attached to them or any weight. this, however, does. Perfect. And you see how it's affecting the right, because right now they're mirrored to each other. But we can fix that. So I just want to show you something really cool quickly. If we check our body mesh and its mirror modifier, there's some really cool tools that I don't believe are by default. So we have the on cage display as well. If we turn that on, we can actually see the full mesh to help us out. So I'm going to leave that there. And I want to show you quickly as well why the naming convention was so important, why I struggled so much originally until I figured this out. Let's check this bone out. And let's just rename it to something by mistake, because this was my mistake. And we're going to do what we wanted to do. We're going to grab just that bone. Okay. And we're going to go into object mode, and we're going to grab our body mesh with shift. We'll hold shift and grab it. And that can bring us to the weight paint mode. So now we're weight painting the one bone. Okay, so under vertex groups. It's grabbing. It does actually technically have a mesh to work with here, because of the mirror. But if I have that bone selected and now I go to assign from bone envelopes under weights and I give it a weight, you see that didn't work. Left is still portraying to the right, it's mirroring itself over. But what we got here with the new vertex group was assign nothing. Okay, so let's go ahead and delete that. Let's go back out. Let's just go into edit mode. We want to grab that same bone. Let's give it an appropriate name. How it was supposed to be a moment ago. How it was symmetrized over with that name. We will go into pose mode. And we're going to grab all the bones. No, just the main fingers. And our palm bone here. And we'll go back into object mode with those highlighted. We're going to hold shift, grab our body, and we'll go into weight paint mode again. Okay. Now, our left finger, third joint, third finger, has weight. And they're actually sharing, so it's mirrored over, which is going to help us apply the next step. We'll deselect that. All those bones are highlighted. And we just go directly into weights and assign from bone envelopes. And because we did that properly, it finally works. It's no longer mirrored. We have our right hand palm bone. And given weights, even though we jump back out, our mirror modifier is not applied. We still have the mirror. Okay. So now, go into object mode, and then we can grab our armature. We can go into pose mode. And now, if I play with some fingers here, they should be able to work on their own. Okay. And it's no longer mirroring the effect on the right hand side. And these will have their own appropriate weights, just the same as the other side. And that's basically it. And if you like this video, please don't subscribe, because I don't think I'll ever be doing this again.